It is the ease of movement indicator, everybody. Who's hungry? Welcome to the Indicator Profile Series video for this week. I got a neat one for you here, I think. Let's get right into it. Now, if you're new, please enjoy the video. I'm not sure how much of it's going to make sense to you, but this is the premier channel for trading indicators. Nobody else comes close. So go to nononsenseforex.com, read that first page, watch the video on that page, and get yourself started. But for the rest of us, let's move right into it, shall we? Now, the year this was made, 1999. It does fall within our 1996 and on time frame, but a pretty early one. And if you go read the blog down below in the description, this thing was a kind of a big deal back then. It was on TV. It was known. Now it's going to be a confirmation indicator. It's going to be a pretty easy to understand zero cross with one little modification that we will talk about. And then I would not recommend this as an exit indicator. I know recently we've had a string of indicators that probably don't do very well as an exit, but we are hoping that will change. I do know that an exit indicator is one of the more difficult indicators to discover, and just wanted to let you know that we are conscious of this. But let's take a look at this one. So, pretty cut and dry. You guys know how zero crosses work. When it crosses up beyond the zero cross line, that's going to be a long signal. When it goes down below, that's going to be a short when it crosses and closes below. So you might notice the overall movement of this one. It's not super smooth. It's very jagged, and it has these diagonal and horizontal lines. So what can happen, and you can see it happen 3 times in this example, is you're going to have something called riding the line. So I think an easier one would be over here. So for this long signal, you're going to see a moment to where it gets here. Right, hopefully you can see this. I know it's going to be a little harder if you're watching this on a phone. But as soon as it butts up against this line, the zero line, and stops, that is not a signal. But then the very next candle, it went across. That is also not a signal. You want it to cross and close beyond the zero cross line, always. So your signal is going to come more probably here. Conversely, with a short, not here, but more like right here. And you see that happen again over here where it actually rides the line for a couple candles. So still not a signal when that happens. You want it to get beyond and close beyond all the time. I've seen a number of indicators that operate this way. It's not just this one. So anytime you do see something like that, just know it can't be on it. It has to be beyond it. So on to the testing we go. Please understand, if you don't like the way we test, well, then go test it yourself. You're supposed to do that anyway. And how these indicators perform in your system is all that really matters. Also, understand that down below in the description, you're going to get my link on my blog for automation, which has the video in there on how to test these yourself, which you're going to want to know. Also, people ask where they can get these on MT5 and TradingView. I would just say run a simple search for that, but I do have a guy on that blog that will change an MT4 indicator into a TradingView indicator for a fee. So if you have one you really like, but it just doesn't exist on TradingView, just know you do have options. You will get the blog for this particular indicator, which has all the details you'll ever need, the tweaks that you don't see on this video, and everything that has to do with settings and history and why this thing was famous, all that kind of stuff, and then a place where you can go download it yourself. So how does the ease of movement do? Let's go to the euro dollar. So not bad. Bit above average on the default, and then once you tweak it, you can get to about 7%. Again, a good place to start, but we have shown a number of indicators on this indicator profile series already that have done better than this has. Better result if you trade on the 4-hour, for what it's worth. On to gold. Now we'll talk about gold here for a minute. So for starters, really nice results across the board. Now you might not like the tweaks, how it only gives you 14 trades, because remember that number is probably going to go down as you add other indicators to this and build out your algorithm. But just look at the default though. Look how good that is with the trades and the win-loss ratio and the ROI. It's like, do you even really need to tweak this? a whole lot? Like, you're not happy with that? I would be. You got to remember when you're looking at these things, it's not, ROI is the end game really, but these other things do factor in. And really nice results across the board for the 4-hour. Now, in the last video on UF 2018, I talked about how sometimes on the 4-hour time frame, no matter what pair you are backtesting on the strategy tester, you might run into periods of time where the spread gets a little out of whack. And that can affect your overall results, as we know. So Dan and I dug into this a bit more. And what we found, and I say it was me, it was Dan who found the answer, but I'm going to read it off here to you. It says, when backtesting, the strategy tester will only use the real-time bid and ask price if you select the current option in the spread section. That is because only the bid price is saved historically in MT4. So I hope you understood what I just said. But for all of you who trade on lower time frames than the daily, this information can be important to you. Over to the S&P. Quite nice, especially on the daily. A healthy amount of trades, I think. Great win-loss ratio, great ROI. What's not to like here? Definitely if you're an indices trader, this will be something you're going to want to take a look at. And then let's finish off with Bitcoin. Not going to blow the doors off, but really good. Are you mad at that as a starting point with a healthy amount of trades? I'm not. If I was a crypto trader, I would certainly be adding this one to my arsenal. And that is going to do it. We will go back on our 2-week schedule up until the end of the year and then reevaluate things, and then hopefully be able to bring these out to you every week thereafter. But I can't guarantee that. But we do have a great investment podcast on the weekends, and then we have a great trading psychology podcast every Monday now. So subscribe, hit the bell. Don't miss any of these things. This is now becoming your one-stop shop for all things trading and investing. So let's go get it.